was just hating for like literally 2 minutes, but like as if God was literally like done with us, and now there's a rainbow, so that's nice. What the hell? Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're having yet another reading vlog, and this time it's scary. October, spooky month. I am so excited that I feel like I'm a little bit too excited, and I've built it up in my head to be this thing, and now I'm just like, it's here and I don't know what to do. So we'll see how it goes. But basically, for the spooky month, I thought, why not do witches? Why not talk about witches? Witchy books, that's something I need in my life. But then I started doubting myself, and I was like, oh, maybe people don't want to hear about witches. Maybe they want to hear about horror or gothic stuff. So I had a poll, witches won. So we're sticking to witches. So this vlog is witchy books. So I have a plan to read 3 books. So I usually read 3 books for these vlogs, but I'm so confused. Like, I might read more, I don't know. I've been on such a horror kick that I really wanted these witchy books to be scary. So I was like, okay, you want me to read witchy books, but you have to recommend to me scary. So that's how we arrived at our first book I'm gonna be reading. So it's called The River Has Teeth by Erica Waters. It's a YA horror, so it's actually horror and it's sapphic, so that's very exciting. And then I was like, what should I read? What should I read? And I think I was watching like a recommendations video or something from Books and Lala, and she was like, you gotta read We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Barry. And I knew about this book because I did watch the video vlog where she first talked about it, where she first read it. I've watched so many of her videos where she talked about this book. So I was pretty hyped for it. And I felt like, okay, if not now, when? Because this is not something that really appeals to me. So we'll see. So this is, again, a witchy book. It's more like a historical fiction and kind of like comedy, but I think it's like a campy comedy. And then I was like, okay, and then I want to read Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer, because that's something that Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction always recommends. And like, bro, this book is impossible to find. I don't want to buy a physical copy, especially because the UK cover is hideous. Like the US cover or like whatever, this cover I saw, I thought it was gorgeous. And then it's this cover, which is the only one I can buy, and it's disgusting. And I didn't want to buy it because I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm saving space. I only have one tiny little book cart, and I'm gonna get a bookshelf at some point. But you know, we've got limited space over here. So I was like, okay, but let's read an ebook. And it's impossible. It's impossible to find. Amazon doesn't have it. Kobo doesn't have it. Everywhere I Google like Witches of Ash and Ruin ebook, it says it's not available in my country. So I don't know. I was like, okay, whatever then. So I was like, what should I read instead? So recently I bought this book called White Trash Warlock. So I was like, maybe this one. I don't know if it actually has witches, like the way synopsis is. I don't know if it counts, but a warlock is a male witch, right? So I was like, okay, maybe that one. So I even asked on Twitter, like, would you categorize this as a witchy book? And then someone said, oh, it has the guy does magic. So yeah, but like that's not really enough for me. Like I want it to be witchy vibes. But on the other hand, it's a gay urban fantasy, which is different than all the other books, and I wanted to read 3 very different books. It's like maybe, but then I was doing research and this Akata Witch came up, which I didn't realize that it was an urban fantasy as well, like a contemporary fantasy, I think. It's by a black author, which is really cool. I thought it was middle grade, but apparently it's not, and it's kind of scary, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, that's what I want. So I pitted the 2 against each other on a poll, and you guys voted for Akata Witch, although it was very close. So I'm thinking we're gonna read We Ride Upon Sticks, we're gonna read A River Has Teeth, and we're gonna read Akata Witch. And if I have time, I am also gonna pick up White Trash Warlock. I'm very excited, really hyped. I love witchy books. I feel like it's really hard to find the perfect witch book for me. Also, like, all the recommendations have Discovery of Witches, and that book is actual garbage. So like, I couldn't trust the list after that, so I had to discard the lists. But I actually already started We Ride Upon Sticks, so I can tell you a little bit about it. I'm probably only about 12% into it, so not too far in, but I'm really really enjoying it. So in this book we follow a field hockey team. It's set in Canada. It's like a female team, and they go to this camp. It's like a sports camp, and they suck. Like, they're really, really, really bad. They always lose. So they decide they're gonna assign their souls to the devil, basically. It's not put in those words, but I'm pretty sure they're signing their souls to the devil. And in exchange for like winning and being better team. And it's super interesting because it's like written in first person but plural, so it's we did this and we did this and we did this. So it feels a little bit like third person because it talks about all the girls in like third person perspective, but really it's the team talking as one unit, and I think that's gonna be really, really influential in the later half of the book as well, because we'll just get into it. But so far I'm really enjoying it. It's set, I think, in the 80s, super retro, super reminiscent of like, I don't know, Stranger Things and that kind of thing. Like the 80s vibe is strong. We have like this, it's so quirky as well. There's a character that has like an abdo that's like, you know, hairsprayed and stuff, and that's called the Claw, and it's almost sentient. It's really, really fun. Yeah, I'm really having a lot of fun with it. It's very weird and quirky, but I like that it's getting, I'm not sure what the overall plot is gonna be. Like, I'm not really into field hockey, and I'm really not into sports books. Like, I don't care about books, sports and books, but I thought it sounded quirky and I want to give it a shot. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm super excited to continue, and I'm super excited to get to the other books as well. I'm gonna read River Has Teeth on the audio because Script has it, and I need to pick up A Cat Witch. I was just so sad because my library doesn't have any of these books, and I was like, that's disappointing, sir. Disappointing. Okay, let's try this on, shall we? Oh, that is bright. Oh my gosh, that is not it. That is not it. Ow. Oh my god, ow. Not exactly it, is it though? Ooh, I like this. I like this. Some fun. Okay. Goodness me, this is pretty. Wow, okay. Hello. Oh my god, I have, well, if you couldn't tell from me, I look like I Belong in a Hose by Stephanie Meyer. Is it the aliens? Or is it Maybelline? So, I got a ring light. I'm so excited. I've been excited to buy a ring light forever. I ended up getting, I don't know if you care, but I cared when I was researching. It's like an 18-inch one from Amazon. It was like £70. I never had space for it, but I just think it's gonna really improve my quality of life. No, not my quality of life, but my quality of being able to film in the dark, being not bothered about light changes as much, just enjoying my time and enjoying filming and chatting, and it probably the videos will look so much better. I still need to figure out the light. Maybe this is a bit too harsh. I'm not sure. I really need to figure all of that out, but I kind of enjoy it. I have a remote for it, but I need to buy some batteries. So once I buy batteries, I think we're gonna have a better understanding. But yeah, I'm so hyped for it. I'm really excited. It probably could have been smaller. It is a bit big. This is gonna be so meta, you guys. I'm gonna record what this looks like. So yeah. Hello, it's me. So this is what the setup looks like. This is the camera, obviously. This is the ring light. And this is where I sit. It's very exciting. I feel so professional, oh my goodness. Am I famous yet? Maybe. But it's really, really cool, and I do think that when you turn it on, it just makes such a difference and it looks so much better. So that's super, super hyping and exciting for me. I really enjoy that it has a tripod. My normal tripod is like way smaller than this, so this is actually really refreshing. I'm sitting on a chair. I don't know, I thought I was gonna sit on the floor, but this is actually way more comfortable. I do need the chair. I mean me standing is just way too much energy that you're not ready for. I don't think I'm ready for it. So the background's a bit boring, but like, what are you gonna do? I like it. I think it's simple but effective, maybe. I don't know, maybe if I had like a bookshelf somewhere. I still don't know reading. It's day 5 and I'm like 15% into that stick book, whatever the name was. Ah, no battery. Oh well. There's no point, is there? I'm sick. No, but seriously, I am. So, I did a test. It's not COVID. Let's not panic. I think I just got a bit of a cold. I have a stuffy nose and then my head hurts. So I'm thinking, go to bed by 9, fall asleep, hopefully sleep for freaking hours, and wake up feeling fine. I've got videos to film, I've got videos to edit, and also this thing called work. I mean, with work at least I could call in sick, which would be pretty nice. But no, I'm joking. Thing is just because I've not been getting enough sleep, and that's why my head hurts. And also, usually I get sick in September, so we're kind of past our due date for my it's fall, I'm sick deadline. So I ordered some Korean food. I have soup coming. I was gonna cook myself chicken soup, but it takes about 3 to 4 hours and it's almost 6 p.m. So like I need to sleep. So I bought myself Korean chicken soup and chicken wings. They're super spicy, hoping this will be cleared. This will be all zen. I'm under my extremely warm blanket from IKEA. Like, I feel like I'm boiling. I feel like I thought I had fever, but I think I was just so warm under this blanket that I kind of ran hot because of that. And I'm hoping maybe today's the day to read then. I was just watching something on my laptop and the light was really upsetting my poor little eyes. So I'm thinking, well, Kindle light is not as intrusive, and lately, every time I try to read, I fall asleep. So, like, perfect way to put me to bed. I also change into my pajamas soon, but I thought, like the food took, like, 10 minutes to make, so it's a bit suspicious. But overall, I paid, like, 14 quid, which I feel is, like, a steal. I've got 11 pieces of chicken coming. A little update. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I have loads of thoughts on the book, but maybe later, when I don't look an absolute crap. Hello, it's the next day and I feel way better. I think it was a combination of I've got the sniffles, but also probably didn't sleep enough, so I've got a headache now and it feels way worse than it was. But I'm alright now. I'm not feeling too bad. And I'm 62% into We Ride Upon Sticks, and when I say I'm like really enjoying it. So basically what I really like is, first of all, it's very weird and quirky, which I'm quirky like that, so I love quirky things. But no, it is really weird and absurd, and it's kind of like satire, and like a lot of things that happen are just absolutely ridiculous, and you're just there like, what? But it works. I don't know why, but it does. It just works. So I'm like really enjoying it. It's ridiculous in the best way possible. I love that it's set in the 80s. I think that just works so well. I love the collective narration, I guess you'd call it. Like, I love that it's a we, and I like how it shows that they have been slowly merging into one consciousness in a sense. But I also love the individual stories that are portrayed and the individual struggles and perspectives. So the team has like 11 members, but I really don't think we even learn names of all of them. There's definitely probably like 5, maybe like 6, 7 that have names and they're quite distinct individuals, and we've slowly been getting like chapter from each of their perspective, but not really. It's still a we, but we just delve deeper into this one person's experience, and it's really cool because it's quite a diverse thing. So one of the girls is from like a super religious household. One of them is like the one of 2 black girls in the school. One of them is adopted and is Filipino, I believe. That's actually the religious household one. One is Korean. So it's like there's stories of immigrants, but also of other Americans and how they live in the 80s. And there's a boy, Corey, who's, from what I'm getting, bisexual, but it's never really said. It's just a very, very cool look into the lives of these girls and how each of them fight with like struggle. And there's been so many cool quotes that I just had to like highlight and stuff because they're just so good. Okay, I really like this one. A shit sandwich, otherwise known as team sports in America. She suffered all the subsequent trauma accompanying early female development, trauma that some of us envied. The standard male thought on such matters seemed to be, why would a girl grow a rack like that if she didn't want to be ogled? Or, it was a defense mechanism women have been perfecting since the dawn of time, to act breezy and light like the fuzz on a dandelion gone to seed. This in light of being like approached on the street and harassed and complimented. So it's just a lot of cool perspectives, and again, because it's set in the 80s, it just has this really cool lens to it. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's all a bit absurd. Like, I just find it so funny how these girls, like, I thought they were like, before I started the book, I thought they were like professional hockey players, but they're not. They're field hockey. Like, they're just in high school, and none of them really says, oh yeah, we love hockey so much. They just want to win. So like, none of them even has love for hockey that I can see, but they're willing to literally sign their souls away to the devil for winning. And I just find it all really absurd. Like, I guess this premise kind of makes sense if you think like, oh yeah, this is their one true passion, blah blah blah, but that's not even the vibe that I'm getting. So it just makes it more absurd that they would literally sign their souls away for winning in something that they don't even seem to care about that much. Maybe they care, but they just never really expressed like a dying love for hockey. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, really enjoying it. I am really excited to finish as well. The chapters are so bloody long. Like, a chapter is at least between half an hour and 50 minutes on my Kindle, like the reader thing, which is pretty accurate. So it takes me about an hour to read one chapter. I'm predicting like a 4.5 star. I'm really enjoying it. Well, hello, another day, another filming day. So today I'm gonna film all of my Halloween/horror videos. I was gonna make 3, but I figured I've realized that I've not read enough books for one of them. So we're just gonna kind of like roll with the 2. But I've got plans. It's all gonna be exciting. I've been trying really hard to curl my hair, so we'll see what happens. I didn't have time to do it overnight, so we're gonna see. I'll come back to you once I look like a bit more presentable. Hello. My hair is a bit deader than it was when I started this, but whatever, we're here. So I thought I'd update you on my reading since I'm all dressed up. So I have 1 chapter left of We Ride Upon Sticks. Still loving it. Still everything I said stands. There's nothing really new for me to say, but I'm curious to see what I think once I finish it. For now, comfortable 4 stars. But I actually started another book. So I started reading The River Has Teeth, and I'm reading it as an audiobook, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very strange. So it's about these 2 girls. It's a female romance, and one of the girls lives in this national park with her dad, and her families live there for generations because they're witches, and their power comes from this bend in the river, and that's where the like ancestor many years ago infused that bed with her magic or her power, and her descendants ever since have been able to do magic. So her family can do like spells that are like revenge or to be healthy or whatever, that kind of spells. But lately their power's been waning, and these spells keep going awry and they don't know why. And because of that, the main character's mother actually transformed. It's really strange. I don't really understand it. They don't really understand it either. So it's like on purpose. But the mother, something happened to her, and we think maybe she got possessed or something entered her body, but she became feral, killed her sister, and now has to be kept in isolation. Now, on the other hand, our other main character is another girl who lives in a city nearby, but her sister went missing in the woods that the other character lives in, and she's now looking for her sister. So far it's been very creepy, very weird, very atmospheric, so I'm enjoying it a lot. I like the audiobook. I like the fact that they have 2 narrators for each of the characters, so it's working very well. I really like the one of the main character that's a witch. I really like the use of the southern accent by the audiobook narrator, so I'm having a really good time so far. I can see them being quite a good pair, but I'm curious where it's gonna go. It's already pretty dark, which was something I wanted. Like, I specifically said I want some really dark witch stories. Like, so I'm happy. I'm 20% in, so so far so good. And I decided not to read Agatha Witch or the Warlock one. I am instead gonna read Bad Witch Burning. So I was very excited because that was on one of my anticipated releases videos. I forgot that it came out. I don't really know what it's about. I think it's an urban fantasy about a black witch, and I think she's sapphic as well. I'm excited. I don't know. It just spoke to me. I saw it and I was like, yes, this is the right choice. So I'm just happy. If we have time, I'll read White Trash Warlock, but I'm not predicting that. It's the 10th and I've not finished any of the books. Well, hello. It's the next day. I'm eating my breakfast and I thought, why not talk to you about We Ride Upon Sticks, which I finished this morning. I'm also eating these like, I don't know, like rice cake? I don't know what you call this with Nutella because bread is the killer. Because I don't have any bread. I love this, but these aren't salty, so I don't know what kind of sensation this would be. Yeah, no, it still works. So I finished We Ride Upon Sticks. And like, I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. Is it a 4.5 or a 4? I need to marinate on that. I didn't put it in my spreadsheet yet. But on Goodreads, it's going to be a 4. I really enjoyed it. I liked what it said. I liked what it did. I really loved how it ended up being quite LGBTQ and all of that. But it doesn't have a plot. And like, if you're expecting a plot, I would say there isn't really much of one. It's literally a hockey team signs their souls to the devil. They play games, they win. Basically, each chapter is a new game, but each chapter really is there to talk about a different team member. And I don't know, at the end, they kind of did it like, was it the devil or was it just the power of believing in ourselves? And that got me slightly disappointed. I thought there'd be more witchiness in this book. I guess there's that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. This is a witch vlog about witch books. And are they really witches? I guess you could argue so, but it wasn't quite to the extent I wanted it to be. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed the book. It's just whether it's for you really depends how much plot you like in your books. Do you care to just sit around with the characters and explore them and explore a time in a period of time and all of that? I did. I enjoyed it. I would really recommend this book if someone likes that kind of thing. But also I will not be lying saying this is the greatest witch book ever, because it's not really a witch book. It's more about growing up or whatever. So I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. Solid recommendation. Wish there was more witches, but oh well. And yeah, if you just want to hang out, a good book to do that. So I'm going to be starting Bad Witch Burning later tonight, and I'm hoping to get through some of the River Has Teeth. And I'm hoping both of those give you more witch and magic. River Has Teeth already has proper witches, so I'm very excited about that. And Bad Witch Burning, I think that even has like that dead or something, so I'm excited. Hello! So I finished River Has Teeth, and I think I updated you last morning, so it's going quickly. I'm pretty sure I read about half of it today, so I was listening to it while at work because I could do some mindless tasks while listening, but it was just so good. I was obsessed. I love this book so much. I think it did its genre and what it wanted to do perfectly, so I don't really have any complaints, which is why I gave it 4.5 or 5 on Goodreads. I'm still on the fence. I really want to give it a 5. I don't know if I was obsessed with it, you know, when like some 5 stars you're just like, that will literally be with me forever. But I feel like it did what it wanted to do perfectly. It was really good within its genre. I really enjoyed the conversation around like feminism and abuse and, you know, Me Too and all that kind of thing. And it was a little on the nose at some points. Like, I don't need a monologue to tell me what I'm supposed to get from here, but maybe it's for the men who'd read it and don't know. I don't know. It was a bit on the nose at times. And the villain was a little bit, I don't want to say over the top or anything, but just like very poignant to the message. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. The romance was cute, although I really have a hard time, I don't know why, but when it's not a fantasy, like a high fantasy book, and there's a romance that develops within like one book that's just a standalone, I always have a bit of a hard time. I feel like maybe with contemporaries it's just more like, hard for me to believe that someone would fall for someone in like what 2 weeks time or whatever. So it's just like, I don't know, a fantasy, there's this enhanced, a high fantasy, there's this enhanced feeling of like adventure and otherworldness, so maybe it just doesn't bother me as much. I don't know, maybe that's it. But I still thought the romance was on the better side for a contemporary that was not a romance that has a romance. So I was satisfied. Everything about this book was good. I really got the witchy vibes I wanted. It was dark, it was gritty, it had magic, but like not too much, and it was like kind of paranormal almost, more than, because I don't know what like paranormal versus fantasy, because like magic is paranormal, it's not normal, but I don't know, I'm not exactly sure. But I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was very, very, very well handled, really engaging audiobook. I enjoyed the narrators, had a good time overall. Oh yeah, like I said, gave it 4.5 on the Goodreads, because it has pretty low rating and I feel like it doesn't deserve that. So that's that. And I have also gotten about 31% into Bad Witch Burning, which again, pretty good considering I started it yesterday or like last night. So basically in this book we follow, I think the main character's name's Catrell. So she is a black girl living with her mother and her mother's boyfriend, and her household is pretty abusive. The boyfriend like is definitely emotionally abusive, so physically abusive, and the mom's not really contributing to the bills or anything. So Catrell has a lot on her plate with being responsible for the bills, for making sure her mother eats, all of that. And Catrell has a special power because she can see ghosts, and when she writes a letter to a ghost, she can summon them like enough for people to be able to see them and talk to them. So she uses that kind of like a service. You can pay for her to write letters and for you to get in touch with your relatives. So that's like one of the main streams of her income. But one day she summons her best friend's grandma, and the grandma's like, you're going through this thing called the burning, do not do any more letters or spells because you're gonna get in trouble. That night or the following night, she gets in a fight with the mother's boyfriend and he shoots her dog. So like trigger warning for a dog dying. But she's really desperate to see her dog, so she writes a letter, and instead of seeing his ghost, the dog actually gets resurrected. So it's like the dog dies, but it's resurrected. So I don't know if that's okay or not. But yeah, anyway, the dog is resurrected, and she like realizes that her powers have changed and she can no longer summon the ghosts, but she can bring people back to life basically. And she is in very, very, very desperate situation financially, so she decides she's going to bring people back to life for money. Reading this is really heartbreaking because it's just so frustrating. Her mother is just such a bad parent, and it always really frustrates me. And it's like, yeah, she's doing her best, but she's not, you can't argue she's a good parent. It's just, you can't. I was reading this, and The River Has Teeth, and the dad was just as useless in that one. Not as bad, okay, he wasn't as bad, he wasn't abusive or anything, but just like so helpful, and left the kid to deal with a lot of stuff that it just frustrated me. And especially like reading the two of them, I was just like, fuck's sake, can we get some decent parenting over here? But yeah, it is very frustrating, and the boyfriend's just disgusting, and it is very, kind of reminiscent, okay, not in any way whatsoever except for the main characters being dead, but being poor. But it's kind of like, you know, in Shameless, when you're so frustrated because these kids have to fend for themselves. And yeah, sometimes they don't make the most moral decision, but that's basically all that is there to do. So you really empathize with Catrell, and like, at first I was like, she sounds like a very ruthless character just reading the synopsis, because it was like, ooh, how much money can I make from raising the dead? But then you read the book and you realize how desperate she is, and she's just fighting tooth and nail to save herself and her mother, and the mother's just so frustrating. I ended up really, really, really empathizing, and can you imagine what I do in that kind of situation? I probably do like 1 or 2 resurrections and then stop, but it's kind of like, how can you stop once you get to this place of, but I can always have more security. So overall, I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, 31% in, so we'll see where it goes. I keep waiting for something to go very wrong, and I feel like it's gonna be soon. Today I'm going to see a football game, so England versus Hungary. Well, I'm going with my housemates, they're very excited. I'm cautiously optimistic. Hi, my name is Gabriella and I am addicted to shopping in Vinted. Well, hello, I am back. I finished Bad Witch Burning, which means we read all the books for this vlog, which is awesome. So, Bad Witch Burning, I ended up really loving it. I do think that it's the kind of story where you're like, you're frustrated with the main character, you're frustrated with everyone else pretty much, and you're just there like, it keeps spiraling and spiraling, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and you're just asking yourself, how are we gonna get out of this? And how they got out of it, it was smart, but at the same time I was like, some people are making some assumptions here, but I'm willing to let that go. And overall, it was like a really touching story. I don't want to say it was all a metaphor, because it wasn't, but like it was a exploration of real situations that happen to people, real abuse people faced in this kind of fantastical setting, or with this fantastical spin to kind of up the stakes. But overall, like, it was really touching, it was really heartbreaking. The mother never came through, which I was really disappointed about, and it just got me so frustrated and angry and sad. And I mean, the main character felt really mature, which is why sometimes I got really frustrated at her. But I think the reason why she seemed mature is just that she's been responsible for her mother, for the household, for making income for such a long time, that you just see her like as an adult, but she really is just a kid. And I really ended up enjoying what they did with the revenants, which is the people that Catrell brought back to life. So like the dead zombie bodies, or whatever you want to call them, the resurrected people. I like what they did there. I did not entirely expect it from the beginning, so I was surprised. I wasn't sure where they were gonna go with it, but it ended up being such a beautiful exploration of self-hatred. I don't know, maybe not a beautiful expression of self-hatred, but like a very thoughtful exploration and a very touching and heartbreaking exploration. So overall, I really ended up enjoying this book. I give it 4 stars. I would highly recommend. I do think it had pretty witchy vibes. I mean, the only types of like spell they could perform, well, she could perform, was resurrect the dead, and there was like no lore behind it. We never really learned more like why she can do it, what are the rules, what's up. Like, we never learned any of that, because it wasn't really about that. It wasn't as much as a fantasy book as it was like a contemporary with a fantasy or magical realism spin on it. So that's one thing. If you like really set on like a proper urban fantasy with like complex lore or something, this is not really that book. But I ended up really not minding it, and really enjoyed it in the end. And I feel like this vlog has been successful because I enjoyed every single book I read, which unprecedented, but I wanted witches doing spells. So I don't know, I didn't really get that with, well, I guess the River Has Teeth has proper witches that do spells and stuff, but it's more like concoctions and stuff, not like magic. But that's fine. I ended up really enjoying it. I decided not to read White Trash Warlock yet. For this vlog. I mean, I decided not to read it for this vlog because I just read like 3 books with very similar setup, and I felt like that one was an exact same setup, and I didn't want to disadvantage the book by reading it when I'm a bit done with this. I just want to read it when I'm fresh and I can enjoy it to the fullest extent. And the similar setup is just like the terrible parents, because I just read River Has Teeth, then I read Bad Witch Burning, and I also read My Heart is a Chainsaw, and it has a similar type of setup with the parenting and everything. And it just felt like maybe this one was going to be similar, so I was like, I need a break. Which means this is the end of this vlog. I really enjoyed all the books I read. If you have any like really good witchy books, let me know in the comments, because I'm still really looking forward to reading some really proper witch books. When I think like a witch book, I don't know, I really enjoy Year of the Witching. I thought that was a very good witch book. That was like a scary book. Once and Future Witches I really enjoyed, but that wasn't so scary. I'm just looking at my trolley to see what they have. I had loads of fun. I really enjoyed my time. I hope you did too. If you did, if you could comment, like, and subscribe, that really helped me out. So thank you. But happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the month of October or Spooktober. I hope you read many scary books, or if that's not your thing, I hope you read books you enjoy. I am having the time of my life. I actually read already 5 books this month, which is amazing because last month I read 5 overall. So this month we're only on the 17th and I already read 5. So I'm really happy, so I can get to some books that I really wanted to get to, but I didn't think I would have a chance. So all good over here. I'm having loads of fun. I will see you for my next vlog. I'm super excited for that one as well. Or, you know, subscribe, stick around and watch other videos as well. Some exciting things coming up. But yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!